Assalamu alaikum. It's chapter 11, Parallel and Perpendicular Lines, part 1. Our objectives: identify that two lines are parallel when their slopes are equal, determine the equation of a line passing through a given point and parallel to a given line. Prepare these materials. We take in the previous lesson to draw a straight line D of equation y equal to ax plus b, where a and b are real numbers, and this is the general form of the equation of a straight line. You need to plot two of its 2 points. Also, a is the slope of D and b is the y-intercept. To find the equation of a straight line D passing through a given point a, for example, and a given slope a, where a is a real number, we use the following relation: y minus ya equal a, which is the slope, into x minus xa. Our question is how to find the equation of a straight line passing through a given point and parallel to a given straight line. Note that in what follows, the system is referred to the orthonormal system of axes x prime o x, y prime o y. Property: given the real numbers a, b, a prime and b prime, the two straight lines D of equation y equal to ax plus b and d prime y equal a prime x plus b prime in an orthonormal system, we say that D and d prime are parallel if their slopes are equal. In other words, if a, which is the slope of D, is equal to a prime, which is the slope of d prime, then we say that D and d prime are parallel. Example: given the two straight lines D y equal to x plus 4 and d prime y equal to x, these two straight lines are parallel since they have the same slope 2. We write a of d, which is equal to 2, and a of d prime, which is equal to 2. A of d is equal to a of d prime equal to 2, then the straight line D is parallel to the straight line d prime. These are the two straight lines. As you notice, D is parallel to d prime. Another property: also, given two straight lines D y equal to ax plus b, d prime y equal a prime x plus b prime, where a, b, a prime and b prime are real numbers, we say if D and d prime are parallel, then their slopes are equal. That means a, which is the slope of D, is equal to a prime, which is the slope of d prime. For example, D is a straight line of equation y equal minus 2x plus 5, and d prime a straight line of equation y equal 2k minus 1 x, where k is a real number. Determine k so that D and d prime are parallel. D and d prime are parallel straight lines. Following the following property, we say that the slope of D is equal to the slope of d prime. That means a of D is equal to a of d prime. The slope of D is equal to minus 2. The slope of d prime is equal to 2k minus 1. We write minus 2 equal 2k minus 1. Isolate k and find k to get k equal minus half. That means if k is equal to minus half, then the straight lines D and d prime are parallel. Application 1. Among the following straight lines, D, d prime and L, which are parallel. Pause this video and solve this application. Solution: here the slope of the straight line D is equal to minus half. Find the slope of the straight line d prime to y equal to x plus 1. Divide all the members by the coefficient of y, which is equal to 2, to get y equal half x plus half. Then the slope of d prime equal to 1 over 2. To find the slope of L, isolate y to y equal minus x plus 3. Divide by the coefficient of y all the members. The slope of the straight line L is equal to minus 1 over 2. As you notice, the slope of D is equal to the slope of L, which is equal to minus half. Then the straight line D is parallel to the straight line L. Also, the slope of straight line D isn't equal to the slope of the straight line D prime. So D and D prime aren't parallel. Also, D prime and L aren't parallel. Application 2. Find the value of M such that the straight lines D and D prime are parallel. Pause the video and solve this application. Solution. As we know, the straight lines D and D prime are parallel, then the slope of D is equal to the slope of D prime. D is parallel to D prime, then A of D equal to A of D prime. The slope of D is equal to 2 into m minus 3. The slope of D prime it is equal to 5m. Expand to m minus 6 equal to 5m. Isolate m to m minus 5m equal to 6. And find m to get m equals 6 over minus 3, which is equal to minus 2. How to find the equation of a line passing through a given point and parallel to a given line. For example, determine the equation of the straight line L passing through the point A, 3, 5 and parallel to the line D, y equal to x plus 3. Solution. To find the equation of the straight line L, we must find the slope of the straight line L. Here, the straight line L is parallel to the line D. Then, A of L, the slope of L is equal to A of D, which is equal to 2. Also, L passes through the point A, or A belongs to the straight line L. Then, use the following relation. Y minus y of A, it is equal to A of L, the slope of L, into x minus xa. Substitute the coordinates of A and the slope to get y minus 5, it is equal to 2 into x minus 3. Then y minus 5 equals, expand here to x minus 6, isolate y to get y equal to x minus 1, which is the equation of the straight line L. This is the figure. This is the straight line D, the straight line L, parallel to the straight line D and passing through the point of coordinates 3, 5. Application. Determine the equation of the line U passing through the point I minus 2, 1 and parallel to the line D, y equal minus 1 over 3x plus 1. Pause this video and solve the application. Solution. Also, to find the equation of the straight line U, we must find the slope of U. And since U is parallel to the straight line D, then the slope of U is equal to the slope of D, which is equal to minus 1 over 3. U passes through the point I, or I belongs to the straight line U. We can use the following relation, y minus yi, it is equal to A of U into x minus xi. Substitute the coordinates of the point I and the slope, y minus 1 equal to minus 1 over 3 into x plus 2. Expand and isolate y to get y equal minus 1 over 3x plus 1 over 3, which is the equation of the straight line U. And this is the figure, the straight line D and the straight line U parallel to the straight line D and passing through the point I of coordinates -2, 1. Your assignment: review from the textbook, page 154, and solve exercises 2 for page 159. This is the summary. Here are the two straight lines D and D prime. We say that if D is parallel to D prime, then slope of D is equal to slope of D prime, and if slope of D equal to slope of D prime, then D is parallel to D prime. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.